We got that Ponyta Community Day going, and this is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about it. My name is Bear. This is my channel, PokeGo Heroes. And just like in the Pokemon anime where our heroes embark on amazing adventures, you are the hero of this story. And I'm here as your guide to help you max out the fun in Pokemon Go. Improve your game, take full advantage of everything this amazing world has to offer, so let's dive in and make your Pokemon journey legendary. And the idea is to, 1, prep you for everything you need to know, why we care about this Pokemon. 2, spice up the journey a little bit, make it fun. And it's a way to take what would be a fun day and then push it to the next level. Let's go ahead and hop in the kitchen where I'll walk you through everything you need to know for the day, and see you there.
All right, so I've got my notes here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna run through the comm day in general, everything you need to know to get the most out of it. And then secondly, we're gonna run through why you should care, like what's so great about this Pokemon, if anything. And then thirdly, as a part of that, we're gonna talk about the effects it will have on PvP, on the Great Battle League. So if you don't know, Ponyta or Galarian Ponyta, they're gonna get a new move called Wild Charge. So it's got 100 power, and that's in the trainer battles. Gym raise 90 power. So you can get the special research for $1. And I always think that those are worth it. I know that's the debated position. But for me, the reason why it's worth $1 is that every encounter you get, you have the same odds of getting a hundo, if that's something that matters to you, as you would have if you were doing a raid or turning in a research item or something like that. Event bonuses include 2 times candy for catching Pokemon, 3 times the Stardust for catching Pokemon. That's where I think that this is going to shine across the board. I don't think anyone's going to go, I disagree, getting more Stardust is the worst. So I think that if nothing else, if you don't like Ponyta, if you don't like Fire Pokemon, or whatever your thing is, I think if nothing else, this would be a great time to throw on a star piece and just grind out Stardust and max out those Pokemon that you're really interested in. If you're over level 31, you'll have double the chance of getting Candy XL, which if you're wanting to evolve and get that powered up, that's obviously super important. Lure modules will be active during the event, will last for 3 hours. Incense will last for 3 hours as well. If you take snapshots of your buddy, you'll have Ponyta enter up the photo and spawn on your screen, which is great if you're a rural player or if you're stuck at home or at work and you just have a 15-minute break or something. You get an additional special trade, which is great if you're playing with a buddy. Trades will require 50% less Stardust. And just like they have been in the past, if this is your first time doing this, there will be raid battles at the end. And if you successfully complete these 4-star raid battles after the comm day, so you missed it for whatever reason, you're at work or you got prior engagements, you can still go out and capture. But what you need to do is just do the 4-star raids, and then they'll spawn within a 300-yard radius. 300 meter. There's going to be field research tasks. It'll be catch 3 Ponyta, and then a Ponyta will spawn, or it'll be some great balls or something like that. I always think field research tasks are worth it, but I'll delete the ones that give you items, because usually I'm buying on items. And the ones that spawn the Ponyta, or whatever the comm day are, that's the ones that you want to keep, because those have the highest odds of giving you a hundo. The same odds as like an egg or a raid. And if you're like me, trying to get the most bang for your buck, I would recommend going onto the web store. This is because the online web store versus the app, the online web store has generally cheaper prices and more items, if that's something that you can do. Cool, and I think that sums up what to expect on the comm day. My recommendations would be to, at least a couple hours before, clear out all your Pokemon. Make sure that you have the items that you need. For example, things that usually surprise me are star pieces, or a lucky egg, something like that, where I'm not always paying attention to my inventory levels on. Make sure you have enough balls, Pokeballs obviously, and I think that's the way that you can get the most out of this day. Now, let's get into the why. So if you're like me, and one of your goals in this game is to catch a hundo of each type of Pokemon, then this is the day for you. It's the days, hands down, where it's easiest to get a hundo of something. And if you really want to boost your odds of getting a hundo, I would recommend playing with a friend and then trading. Trading is hands down the best way to get a hundo. So that's how you can get the most out of the community day.
Sweet. Okay, so let's get into what I think is the most interesting part of this video, which is the PvP component. So Rapidash, in my opinion, is decent, and he's not going to do a whole lot in the Great League. If you look at the rankings on pvp.poke, you can see the Galarian Rapidash is number 189. Kanto Rapidash is around 213. Where I do think there's something interesting and some playability is in the Ultra League. So in the Ultra League, which is currently what we're in as of when I'm making this video, the Kanto Rapidash, in my opinion, is a great, what's the word for it? Closer is the word. So once all of the shields have been exhausted with your teammate, or if you just need a fire type, I think Rapidash has some playability there. And that wild charge, if you wait until your opponent has used up all their shields, you can charge that thing so fast and it does so much damage. It's got some playability there. The Master League, it's way down the list, not really worth it in my opinion. If you were going to go for a PvP role, in my opinion, you would go for the Ultra League, which cuts off at 2,500. So make sure to keep it down below that. And then the IVs that you're looking for are 0, 15, 14. If you don't want to do the math, low attack, high stamina, high defense. And then if you use something like Pokegenie or some other something that can help you look at those IVs, I usually, this is about, now we're stepping into my opinion territory, which I guess we've been here the whole time. 98% is where I like to land. I want the IVs of the Pokemon music for PvP to be within the 98 percentile of what's, and when I err, if I do err, because usually on a comm day I'll have multiple 98% or higher, I usually will just go the one that's the closest. Or if that's not an option, I will err with the one with the slightly higher attack, because when your Pokemon has slightly a higher attack, if both you and your opponent are charging your moves at the same time and you both hit that charge move at the exact same moment, the one Pokemon who has the higher attack gets precedence. The one who has higher attack gets to go first. So I like to have slightly higher attack than what the ideal IVs would be. So I think this is a good spice pick. This is a good way to have some fun. Is it competitively viable? Could be in the Ultra League, but I think overall that's where this Rapidash is going to land, and that's the Kanto one and so the Galarian one, sorry, it just doesn't really shine under any situation. That's not to say that you shouldn't try it, right? I find that what's more important than what the raw numbers say is, are you having fun with it? Because that will carry you further than, in my opinion, than just the raw numbers. One fun team that I come back to over and over, and it's just fun, and I consistently win with, is Charizard, Venusaur, and Blastoise with their comm day moves. I keep coming back to those Pokemon because I'm an old man and I've been playing since I was, 10 years old or 9 years old. And so I have a lot of nostalgia when it comes to those Pokemon, and they perform well. I can consistently win with this goofy team, and they're not meta. So don't feel like you're locked into the meta. Have some fun with it, because that'll carry you farther than having a meta team and winning half the time. Because I think you'll find that, at least I've found with my many Pokemon battles, that my win rate is consistently about half the time. And that's how the algorithm, I believe, is designed, skill-based matchmaking. Ideally, you win about half the time. So that's it for Rapidash and Ponyta and the comm day. So let's hop back in the kitchen. We'll have a little fun. I'm gonna show you the wings that we're making with me and the fam, and the smoothie, which the smoothie's funny. You definitely need fruit. That thing we made did not turn out. It looked cool. Didn't turn out tasting great. I think what I would have changed is I would have added some kind of different fruit to it. So anyways, that's it. See you in the kitchen. Sweet. All right, so for our Kanto Ponyta, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make hot wings. And here's the key to crispy wings in the oven. If you just throw them on the bottom of a cookie sheet, you're just not gonna have a great time. It's gonna come out kind of soft and not crispy. To get that crispiness, there's a couple of things you need to do. 3 things to get the wings crispy, because that's what I care about. 1, paper towel, have them fully thawed and paper towel on dry. That's a big one. 2, use a cookie cooling, whatever those things are called, like the wire mesh that lets your cookies cool. Use that, but put it inside of
whatever you're cooking with. That way the wing is exposed to as much air as possible. And the third thing is, before you put them in the oven, just salt and pepper and baking powder will make them extra crispy, extra crunchy. Here you go. All right, wings are done. They look crispy. I just tossed on some buffalo sauce. See what we got. It was actually really good. I'm surprised at how crispy those turned out. Honestly, probably the best wings I've ever made. Coming from an oven, that's really, really good. Anyways, yeah. Thanks. All right, so we've got our Galarian Ponyta smoothie going. This is yogurt, milk, ice. It's gonna come out all clear, and then you can add fruit or food dye. We're gonna go the food dye route because, again, I'm trying to do this the easy way. So let's get to it.
So here in this scene, we are using Jolly Ranchers as our cotton candy. And I thought it was just fun to show this to you. So we chose the Jolly Ranchers that were the color of the Galarian Ponyta, and then we microwaved them for a few seconds to get them melted. And then you use a plastic straw and you dip the straw just like you would blow bubbles. You dip the straw into the cotton candy or into the melted Jolly Ranchers and blow on it, and then you get cotton candy. So here's our finished product. It looks great. You definitely want to use actual fruit. I did not because it didn't taste great, but I'm thrilled with the way it turned out in terms of how it looks. But yeah. So again, my name is Bear, and thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. We're going to make everything you need to know about Pokemon Go, plus a little bit extra, a little bit of fun, just creative ways to engage with the game, engage with the whole genre, and make it more than just like a grind game session, but make it into something that's a memory. So if you're into that kind of stuff, stick around. I'll see you next time.